this thing on? Welcome to the Reserve Podcast. I'm your host, Kurtis, and this is my co-host, TJ. So what this podcast is basically going to be about is kind of just like a bro thing, I guess. We'll talk about sports, politics, anything in the news kind of really that everyone wants to know, entertaining-wise, I guess.
Anything that's just worth note.
Yeah, big things. Even like I said, politics is a big thing, especially right now. So I guess we could.
Political.
Everything is really political, and most talk about like sports and stuff though.
Yeah,
and
that'll be our biggest thing that we talk about.
Yeah, and also just stories that happen in our lives. Like sit down, have a conversation about just things between us, and hopefully find that entertaining.
Or just stuff that's just going on in our lives that might want to mention.
Yeah, look forward to that. To get to know us, basically, I'll go first,
okay.
I guess. Like I said, my name is Kurtis. I'm a big music guy. I play a couple different instruments: guitar, bass, drums, piano. I'd like to start something soon with music. Hopefully go from there. Hopefully try and grow my music base, starting with this.
As like a platform.
Grow like a business, hopefully. I'm a big Giants fan for football, obviously. They suck ass right now.
They got Danny Dimes, though.
Yeah, actually, he got hurt.
Did he?
Yeah, they got I forgot his name, but they got their backup quarterback, and they've been...
Isn't that number 12?
Number 12, yeah.
I've seen a photo of him.
Yeah, and they're actually at the top of the division right now. They might win the division, which is kind of crazy.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's either going to be them or Washington.
Yeah, probably.
Washington has actually been surprising because they've had solid defense, especially with that front seven, because I watched the Thanksgiving game against the Cowboys. They're always in that backfield.
Yeah, dude, and they beat the Steelers, too.
I know.
That's crazy.
I didn't watch the game, but I was
neither did I.
When I seen that.
Yeah, I was like, dude, out of all the teams that the Steelers lose to, it's the fucking Redskins.
I know. Well, also, people have been calling the Steelers kind of frauds, because have you seen, like, their schedule?
No.
They haven't been playing anybody very tough.
Well, who would be a good matchup with the Steelers right now?
I don't know, because I don't know team plays. Like, I don't know if they're good passing or running team, so I'd have to see.
I haven't been really watching them too much. Yeah. I mean, at all, honestly.
Yeah.
Anyways, for basketball, I'm a big Heat fan. They're all right. They almost, won a championship last year. Almost. Yeah. I don't know, dude. That'd have been crazy.
I want to talk about the Heat in a couple minutes.
All right. Yeah, for baseball, I'm not really too big of a baseball fan, but we probably will touch base on baseball because
just a little bit, like around opening day.
Yeah, stuff like that. What else? Any other sports that we're probably big into? Nah.
What about women's sports? You can support women?
I support women. Respect women,
yeah.
But I'm not a watcher of women's sports.
Yeah. I'll watch like women's sports like during like the Olympics, like women's soccer and
dude,
all that. And
I'm not gonna lie.
That's when like I'm the most like into like women's sports.
Like the most entertaining. Like I don't like to watch soccer, but women's soccer in the Olympics, I was like, holy shit! Like that's entertaining. I don't know why, but it's dope.
Because I seen that one game where they scored like 7 goals. I think it was like China or Japan.
Really?
And they just whooped their ass.
Really?
7-1. There's
God.
one kicked it from half the field, like in the middle of the field. They kicked it into the goal.
Yeah.
Over the goalie went like this, tried to do like an Odell and missed, and fell right in her back.
So basically, that's all I'm into sports. Sports, music. I guess that's really it for me. How about you? Let's get to know you. It's good to know you, TJ.
Well, I'm TJ, but most people call me Turkey Johnson.
Yeah, I call him Turk.
That's my gamer tag on PlayStation. A couple things I'm interested in are movies. Definitely movies. Like right now, I'm looking at my movie collection. I have over 160 movies.
Damn, you do. That's crazy. What's your number one favorite movie of all time? You can't go back on this.
Kind of basic, but I'd say The Shawshank Redemption.
Really?
The
The
Wolf of Wall Street.
That's a good one.
Love that movie.
Yeah, I would say like 13 hours. I'm a big war movie fan.
Yeah, I got a good amount of war movies.
13 hours is probably my favorite, just because it's such like a strong story.
Yeah, and how it's real.
How it's
happened.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Some other things about me, I love playing video games. Pretty big video game guy.
Yeah.
Also read comics every once in a while, but
Nerd.
Not recently.
Nerd.
I also used to play instruments too back in 6th grade.
Nice.
What'd you violin?
Really?
I was pretty good.
I know that violin's actually the hardest instrument to learn.
Yeah, that's why I picked it.
Yeah?
So I can master it.
Yeah, and what happened?
I gave it up. I love sports. I'm a huge sports fan. I'm more into baseball like Kurtis is. Brewers are my team. They aren't that great. They're one of the worst teams to make the postseason last year.
Really?
Yeah, they're negative like 3 games and they still made the wild card.
Nice.
But the only reason they made it is because they expanded the playoffs to 8 teams when I think it's usually like 6.
Yeah.
And the Brewers just made it in.
Wow.
And they played the Dodgers, who were considered one of the best team in a super good team, like overall in MLB history. It was only a 3-game series, but of course we lost. For football, I'm a huge Badger fan and Packer fan. And for basketball, also a huge Badger fan and Bucks fan.
Yeah, we're from Wisconsin. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah, like Milwaukee. Well, yeah, there's not really anything given away besides my sweatshirt. But
Yeah.
I already stated I'm a Bucks fan. Oh, let's talk about the Heat.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the Heat.
Okay, well, more specifically, James Harden.
Okay.
How he brought up within the last couple days that
Heat.
some more teams he wants to go to are the Bucks and the Heat.
Yeah. So I was thinking, I don't know, like knowing how he plays, I really don't care for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm not that big of a James Harden fan, to be honest. Like he's good, but I'd rather see him on the Bucks, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd rather see him on the Heat.
Really?
No, I'd rather see him on the Knicks.
Yeah.
Because he's the
That
type
could
of
be
he's one of the type of players that like he needs to be the only star on the team to be happy.
Yeah.
Like the team needs to be all about him, just like Russell Westbrook.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't want him to come to Milwaukee because first it's gonna take a lot for him to get here, especially with the money. Like we'd have to trade Chris Middleton, which is like Giannis's best friend on the team. He needs to re-sign, and if we trade away his best friend for a player he doesn't like, he's fucking gone.
Yeah.
I mean, unless we win the championship with him coming over, but I just don't see it happening.
And doesn't James Harden not like Giannis?
I mean, I think recently, like over the past like summer, they started to like each other a bit more because in an interview, Giannis said like Harden was the most skilled player in the NBA.
Yeah.
And I think just a little bit they've come to like each other, but I'm not sure.
You can obviously tell like the past games that dog threw a basketball at his face.
I don't think that was on purpose though.
But dude, it looked like it, bro.
If it wasn't, that's fucking hilarious. I love that. And the ball went right back to Giannis.
Really? Yeah, that's crazy.
It bounced off his head, went around the defender that was guarding Giannis, and he caught it.
So yeah, this podcast, like I said, is basically going to be sports, news, media, a little bit of politics. But I'll touch base on politics real quick, just because I know it's a really touchy subject. Yeah. I'll say for me, I lean right.
Yeah.
I won't say that I am right-winged, but I'll say that I lean right, just because I say that I have like an open mind on everything. Just because you are Republican or lean right or agree with that doesn't mean that you agree with everything they do. For instance, I was not a fan of Donald Trump. Like
initially or still?
Initially. When he first was talking about getting into office, I was like, dude, this is gonna be stupid. Anyone can run for president now. And I didn't like that.
Billionaire.
Yeah.
Had his own TV show.
That's what I'm saying though. He's not a politician, you know? So
neither was Reagan. He's an actor.
True.
And he was one of the greatest presidents of all time.
That's facts. But it's also Donald Trump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he does talk out of his
he's
ass.
Not as professional as Reagan was.
Yeah, and he got a lot of people to hate him. And I mean, everyone's gonna hate you, whether you're left or right. Even Republicans, or even right wing like me. Like he showed he was too much into the social media, which I think that it's good for a president to be in the social media.
Yeah.
But not the way he was. Because this might sound like I'm being a little bit left here, but
no, that's fine.
The way Barack Obama was in office, not the things he did particularly, but the way he was in office, the way he was with the culture.
Yeah, he's very professional.
Yeah, he was professional. He got to know, like every age group could look at this guy, and he could be with every age group. Like he could talk to them. He was on social media. He was, he talked like how we do. You know?
He very relatable because like when he was playing basketball in his backyard, he got a lot of people to like him because of that.
Yeah. So and everyone was so sad when I'm not gonna lie, I was like, damn, yeah. I mean, he was a cool guy, and it sucks that he won't be in like as big as he is, but also his standpoints, I didn't really agree with too much political wise.
Yeah. And as for me, like I didn't really pay attention to politics up until like a couple of years ago, like senior in high school.
Yeah.
And the junior year, which was probably when Trump was like in his second year. That's when I really started to pay attention because I always heard people didn't like Trump and I didn't know why. So then I started looking into it, and my friend Seth, who's in the Navy right now, he was a big Trump guy, and then I started talking to him. I started looking up on YouTube and doing some research, and I like the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he can say some dumb stuff sometimes, like especially in Twitter.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, he can take it too far and just like.
But he has. I mean, and I will say that he has done good things that people have the media has for sure put under like the sheets. That he's done a lot of things like raise money for a lot of organizations and stuff, and people don't talk about that. But they want to talk about him feeling up, people,
Yeah.
and like being like a pedophile and everything. And politicians in general are just all messed up,
Oh yeah, on both sides.
On
Doesn't
both
matter if
sides.
it's right or left. There's dirty politicians.
Yeah. everywhere. So just want to touch base on that, kind of like it really shouldn't matter if you say the word Democrat or Republican. It shouldn't have a negative effect on how you look at us or just people in general.
Oh yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah, I mean, we're still all people, and just because we think of something, the way you might not think, doesn't mean we're necessarily a bad person.
Yeah, like for example, like I'm not gonna lie, I did this a few times. Like if somebody says they're a liberal, I instantly say like start thinking a little bit less of them. I always give them the benefit of the doubt. Like I'll have a discussion with them if they'll do like an actual discussion, like argument.
Yeah,
I'll do that with any liberal.
Yeah,
and also liberals do it, I think, a lot more than conservatives do. Like where if somebody's conservative, they'll just instantly hate them.
Yeah, and I mean,
or like if you say you're a Trump supporter, people instantly.
People do, and I'll even say like if I hear like I'm a Trump supporter, I honestly think I start thinking not less of you, but kind of like, oh, this guy doesn't know politics, just because the way Trump has been, in politics. Like when you say, yeah, I'm a Trump supporter, but it's like, okay, but tell me why,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of things that, again, politics is very touchy. The way I guess people, perceive it is, I guess, up to them. I don't know.
Oh, another thing I want to bring up is how people don't like how so many people are backing Trump like over the last couple of years. I think that's mainly because we haven't had a president that we can back like this much in like a long time, like a Trump president we could get behind.
Yeah.
Because like Obama, like Republicans didn't really like him that much, and Democrats just didn't get behind him. Like how you see Trump stickers like everywhere, like in Republican areas, of course, like, and how there's so many Trump rallies. Like before, like you didn't really see it that much.
Yeah, that's true actually. And I got into politics, honestly. I got into politics when I was in 6th grade. I started. I got into it. I was a big fan of Mitt Romney and the Barack Obama like debate. I watched it. I stayed up and watched it with my parents. And I remember this coming to school and having a full-on blown-out argument, like screaming. Like we were obviously just kids. Leo Esquivel. I remember Leo.
Yeah.
Me and him had a full-blown argument. Like
I'd love to hear 2 6th graders arguing about a presidential debate.
Like at recess, like just like screaming at each other.
Have you heard his tax plan?
Like stuff like that. I lost my voice that day because I was yelling so much. But it was so. I didn't feel any like hate towards Leo or anything. It was very I was very, very into it. You know what I mean? To this day, me and that guy still talk. What I'm trying to point out is don't hate on people because of their politics.
Yeah.
Or their political viewpoints.
That's like one thing that I think needs to be focused on. Seeing how Biden's probably gonna be the next president, seems like it is, that he needs to like. I know that everybody's saying like unite. Over the last years, all the Democrats have been hating conservatives, and now they're saying they want to unite. I just don't get it. But yeah, we do need to start like coming together more because there's too much of a divide in this country.
It really is. And I mean, with everything going on right now with like COVID and stuff, and I mean, we were when all that police stuff was going on. Remember?
In like June. And May with
with the George Floyd stuff. Like that just shouldn't happen, obviously.
Yeah.
We were coming together because of COVID. We were all like, we gotta wear a mask, we gotta do all this stuff. It was actually bringing us together.
Yeah, like around April, I think that was when everybody was starting to like get together.
Yeah, and it wasn't about politics. It was about our safety. It went completely haywire. All that police brutality stuff happened, and
that's when it like threw everything off the rails.
Yeah, and then it became, it was everything was separated again, and then it became political, and so did masks, and then so did COVID's now a political viewpoint. Like, and it's like, why? People weren't so into politics when I was younger. A few years ago, people were not this involved, and now everybody is, and that's not a bad thing. It's really not. It's actually a good thing, but it's very bullheaded about it. Like how you're talking about Seth, how he's like very, very right, but he's very straightforward about it and very bullheaded. It will not take any opinions over even going near the left. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he just won't even consider it.
Yeah. So there's people like, and not to bag on him, there's people like that who need to, chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
So we covered that. Let's talk about one topic. How'd you think about that Jake Paul and Nate Robinson fight?
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I watched the knockout again yesterday and like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like, thing is, I was watching the video. Jake Paul looks like a solid boxer.
Yeah.
He only faces people that don't have boxing experience.
Yeah, it's true.
Like before that, he fought Deji, then Nate Robinson, and neither one of them are boxers.
Yeah. And here's crazy. I'm actually might get hate for this, but I'm actually a big fan of Logan Paul, and I don't really really like Jake Paul that much, but I do like him as like a boxer, I guess. Yeah, that was crazy. When he knocked him out, I was like, wow, holy shit. But yeah, like you said, I mean, Nate Robinson isn't a boxer, but he also is an athlete. You know what I mean? Like, and Nate Robinson was talking crazy. So.
Yeah, because Jake Paul, him and his brother used to wrestle in high school. They're both pretty good wrestlers.
Yeah.
I know Logan was like a state champion. I'm not sure about Jake, but I know they both wrestled.
And Logan Paul now wants to fight
Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather. That's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Floyd
and
Mayweather.
That's been confirmed by Floyd himself. Mid-February?
I'm not sure.
I think it's mid-February.
Logan Paul isn't he like 0-2? He's lost every fight. I mean, I like him, but no,
KSI tied.
KSI. Okay, he lost to KSI once, and then he tied with him.
He tied the first time. Tied the first rematch, and
then he lost.
I don't remember that. Yeah.
He lost. And Logan's a big dude. Logan's a big dude. A big dude too, you know. But I don't think he's gonna. I mean, it's Floyd Mayweather, you know.
One of the greatest boxers of all time.
Yes.
Never lost a match.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing Logan is going from is his size, because he's taller.
He's taller and bigger. Yeah. He weighs more.
But the thing is, they have to be in the same weight class.
Yeah.
Or closer to the same weight class.
So that means either Floyd has to bulk up or he has to go down. Oh, Logan has to.
It's probably gonna go both ways, because I don't think Logan's gonna have to cut all that weight.
Yeah, he's like 200 pounds, 200 something.
He's got to be more than that.
It's like 250 maybe.
250. That's a huge gap. Is it 200, 250?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying numbers right now.
If I were to guess, I'd guess like around 220. And Floyd, he's probably got to be around 200, probably. So I figured Floyd probably have to put on a little bit of muscle, and Logan would have to shred some weight.
I don't know. That could be a good fight-ish, or that could be Logan dies that day.
I feel like it's going to be an okay fight, because I feel like it's going to go a few rounds, but I'm not sure if it's going to end in knockout. I feel like it's probably going to go to the decision, and it'll probably be a landslide for Floyd.
Probably.
Because Floyd is great on defense. Logan Paul isn't a real boxer, so he's not going to be that great on offense.
Well, we'll see.
What's your pitch for saying why you think the Giants are going to win?
I think the Giants are going to win just because do you see the other teams? You know, like they suck.
The Eagles and the Cowboys aren't even in the conversation. Washington's the only team that I think could come back. Because they're back like a game? Because I think all the teams are within 1 or 2 games.
Let me actually check right now.
Wait, is that Colt McCoy?
Colt McCoy.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Dude, they beat the Seahawks. How did they beat the Seahawks?
I know. I've seen that.
That's crazy.
Hey, you wanna know why? Because Seahawks overrated.
Dude, honestly, no. Because their
defense is terrible.
They're 8-4, and the Giants are 5-7. I feel like when I saw the matchup, I was like, yeah, we're not gonna win that game. It's the Seahawks. Because the Seahawks have always been good.
17-10.
It was 17-12. But yeah, I mean, we've been winning. All right, what am I looking at? Yeah, okay. So the Giants are at 5-7. So are the Washington football team. The Eagles are 3-8, and the Cowboys are 3-9. Yeah, the Cowboys suck. They lost.
Eagles and Cowboys are done for that.
So it's tied with the Giants in Washington right now. I think they're gonna win just because they've been looking hot.
I've heard that they've been looking better and better as the season went on.
Yeah, that's just me. I mean, I'm a Giants fan. I'm biased as shit. I really think that they're gonna be able to take it, but they're not gonna go anywhere after the division.
They're probably gonna be negative in the playoffs.
Hell yeah, they're gonna.
Which is gonna be interesting.
And then whoever they go against, they're gonna get destroyed. I know they are.
Yeah, there's 7 teams in the playoffs, and they probably play the Packers right off the bat, maybe, because the Packers are probably gonna be like the 3rd or 2nd seed.
We rarely play the Packers. I think we've played the Packers like a total of 3 times in the playoffs, or 4.
The last time was a couple years ago.
Yeah, and that was the first
after that infamous photo.
That was the first time that the Giants actually lost to the Packers, if I'm not mistaken, in the playoffs.
I think so. Yeah, because I remember before that.
Yeah,
Lambeau with 2011.
Yeah, and then
before that was Brett Favre. I think lost to him in like 2007.
That was right after Tiki Barber retired. I remember because
I didn't really start paying attention to the Packers until like the season that they went to the Super Bowl. Coincidentally, like
yeah, I
remember watching a few games that season. Then I remember watching the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
And I remember the infamous pick 6 by big boy BJ Raji.
Yeah. How about you? How do you think the Packers are gonna do the rest of the season? Go.
I think they'll probably win out. The only game that I think that might lose would be to the Titans, and that's just because Derrick Henry. Because the Packers do not have a terrible run defense. So I feel like Derrick Henry is going to probably run over the Packers defense, but I think the Packers will probably outscore him.
And who do you think, realistically, not biased, who do you think are going to go to the Super Bowl? And who do you think will win?
Honestly, I think the Packers have a good chance, but I feel like they're, like every year, they're going to stumble over one team. Like, I feel like if they play either Tampa, Saints, or the Rams, I think are the 3 teams that the Packers could lose to. Because I don't see them losing the Seahawks or anybody that comes out of the Seahawks have a terrible defense.
I don't know, dude. They could win. It's the Seahawks.
I don't know. Because they don't have that Legion of Boom anymore. Because the only thing that stops them is their defense, and their defense isn't very good.
I mean, yeah, and if they lost to the Giants,
Yeah, at home.
That's true. They lost at home.
Yeah, and
it's crazy.
The Packers, I think, right now the second or third seed, and I know they're almost tied with the Saints, and think we would beat them, so we have the tiebreaker against them. So if we just get the same record as them, we'll be good.
Yeah. 11. Who do you think is going to be the MVP for this year?
Right now, it's between Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, but just seeing how all the hype's always around Mahomes, I'm probably gonna go to him.
They probably will. I mean, he deserves it. The hype. I'm not gonna lie.
I know. Because I watched the game when they played not the Steelers. It was some shitty team that they're playing, but there's some throws that I haven't seen any quarterback make. It was like simple, like 10-yard, 15-yard throws, but it was like such insane like angles where he got in, how accurate the ball was.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, he's crazy with the ball. I mean, the way he throws that thing is just insane.
Like one throw in particular, he jumped around the pocket for like 5 seconds, then like he was about to get tackled, or he was getting tackled, and he threw his sidearm like around a defender.
Yeah.
And it was perfect pass.
He is crazy, dude. I mean, and I think that hype train around him is gonna be there for quite a long time. But yeah, I do respect Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback too, and if he did somehow pull it off, win MVP, good for him. Yeah, I honestly like to see him win one more Super Bowl before he retires.
I feel like he will win one more. It just all depends on how good that defense is. If they can get their defense like just improve it just a little bit more, I think they have a chance this year. But because I think their defense is the only thing that's holding them back.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah.
This offseason, they need to fire Mike Penn. He is a terrible defensive coordinator. Because I remember numerous times it'd be like 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, and they did have the D-backs like 10 or 15 yards off the corner, and like you could easily throw a bubble screen, get a couple yards first down, and that happens all the time.
Yeah.
This new defensive coordinator, because I mean we have enough players on defense where we should have like a top 10, maybe top 5 defense, because we got a lot of playmakers. It's just that I think it's mainly Mike Penn in the scheme that he runs.
Yeah.
It's just not working.
That was nice.
Yeah.
That's kind of how a podcast would go for us, I feel like, just kind of talking about shit. Kind of wanted to keep this one rather short, and it's still going to be probably about a half hour.
Yeah, just because it's mainly our first episode, we want to get into the groove of it.
Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. Do us a favor, smash that like button. Subscribe on the, thing below where it says subscribe. You could probably subscribe there. And we'll be back for more. Thanks for watching.